I gotta say that this room is bigger than I thought. It just goes to show that who would have thought the guy from rural Jamaica would be here today? But anything is possible. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the President of the University, Professor Merrick Etler. Thank you very much, Merrick, for the great work that you do here at the university. Susan, Professor Christofferson has been a great champion, and I thank you for your support. And of course, Chancellor Patton, thank you for the work that you do for the university. And my really great friend, Waleed Solomon, has been a part of my family and my journey for a very long time. But I'm not really here to talk about, the people behind me more so than you. I'm here to talk to you. I'm grateful to all those people that I've mentioned and so many more people that really have done such a great job to bring me here today. But I particularly, thank my grandmother, Julia Vassal, because she really made me into the person that I am today. I never really thought that I would be presenting to an audience like this. Never in my wildest dreams would I be in a hall like this presenting to such distinguished group of folks. And in particular, the privilege to distinguish, to speak to and address the future leader of this great country of ours. Think about yourself 10 years from now, where you're going to be, and the world that you're going to live in. I grew up in Jamaica, as I mentioned, in literally a plantation worker's shack, raised by my grandmother. I had no running water in the house. We had no electricity. I didn't wear shoes to school. That's why my shoes today are so funky. And not because you're barefoot when you're growing up, it doesn't really mean that you can't have good taste when you have the money to do that, okay? Now, my grandmother didn't have the means for me to pursue higher education. Society has a place for people like me. They put us at the bottom of the ladder. But by the grace of God and so many kind people, here I am today. I had a major obstacle that almost prevented me from reaching my full potential. That obstacle was poverty. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., in his fight for social change, pointed out three things that's a scourge to our society: poverty, racism, and violence. Poverty imprisons our potential. It divides us. It makes us feel that we do not belong. Yet, we cannot control it. We do not determine the country we were born, nor do we determine the family in which we were born into. A number of you here today, in spite of the role poverty played in your life, here you are, you're graduating. You fought hard, and you ought to be commended for that. Now you have an important work to do. You are now equipped with the tools by virtue of this elite education to play a role in eradicating at least one scourge to our society: poverty. You have the responsibility to become a first responder. And what do I mean by that? A first responder's job is to run into danger while other people are running away from it. They put their lives, their career on the line to save as many people as possible. You who came out of poverty must go back into poverty and pull as many people out as you possibly can. Let me spend some time speaking with those of you who society labeled as underserved, underrepresented, in particular in the business community. I want to address the folks, the people of color, and I also want to address Black people and Indigenous people. In 2022, the Prosperity Project released a report on just how well women are doing in corporate Canada. And here's what they found. Women on boards represented 34.2% of all board positions. That sounds very impressive, pretty half decent. They also found that in the C-suites, women represented 29.2% of the C-suite positions. They also found that 41.9% of the senior management positions were held by women. And the pipeline positions leading to senior management, 54.8% are held by women. How many folks are excited by those numbers? Say it. Clap if you are. But these were white women. If you were a woman of color, collectively the number would be 6.2%. If you're Black or Indigenous, that's less than 1% collectively. In fact, most of the companies surveyed indicated that they have not a single Black woman or a single Indigenous woman in any of those positions. Boards, C-suite, senior management, or pipeline leading to senior management. So we have a lot of work to do still. I want you to look around you. Look at how rich in diversity this group is. Rich in diversity. But yet, when you go to the boardrooms and the C-suites of corporate Canada, that diversity doesn't exist. So you have a role to play in changing that. So the question that I have for you is there no hope for you if you're considered to be underserved? No matter how smart you are, no matter how hardworking you are, doesn't matter if you graduated today at the top of your program, you will encounter systemic obstacles. And when you do, you must know how to deal with them in order for you to be successful. So I'm here to tell you what worked for me and why I got here in spite of those systemic barriers that I experienced. I'm going to use a sports analogy because I like sports. And excuse me if you don't like sports. I'm going to use football, the American football analogy. Quarterbacks are the guy on the team who direct things. They determine who gets the ball, where the ball is thrown, and so on. They are in charge of the field. Those of you who are underserved, when you get into the workforce, do not go in with the attitude that you're a quarterback. Sounds discouraging? I see a lot of people nodding their heads. Because you're going to walk in there thinking that I'm in charge. I'm going to run things. I'm going to direct how things go because I have this great education. And that could be a surprising thing for you when it doesn't happen the way you expected. I want you to go into the corporate world or whatever world you decide to apply your skills and your expertise with the attitude that I am going to be a running back. What does a running back do? They carry the ball. And the opposing end's job is to dislodge that football to cause him to fumble the ball. Their job is to hit him as hard as they possibly can to dislodge the ball. But what happens when that? He's expecting that to happen. He's built strong so that when they hit him and he goes down, he get up back right away. He's not sorry for himself for getting hit. He knows his job is going to be hit. And he get up. But the other thing that he does is that he looks for openings, they call it. And they're very brief. and he exploits them when he sees them, but they close really quickly. Those openings are opportunities that are open to you. Like the opportunity for me to get on Bay Street by getting to the mailroom. One could say, I'm not going to start there. But where could you end if you exploit that one opportunity? The other thing that running backs do is they have blockers that they run behind. They don't go ahead of their blockers. They run behind them because those blockers are paving the way for them to ultimately get that touchdown or advance their career or get down the field. When you go into an organization, find those blockers. Find those allies. Find those people who believe in you. Find those people who want to see your career advance. They're all there. They're there waiting for you. Some of your parents came here as immigrants, and they sacrificed much so that you don't have to struggle the way that they struggled, either where they came from or in this country for that matter. Systemic barriers have a way of killing dreams and spirit. And I want you to know that when you experience those things, don't let it dampen your spirit or your zeal for success. Keep advancing down the field and keep getting up. I was speaking to someone over the weekend, and he said, Wes, I came to Canada as a physician. He's a cardiologist, trained, worked in the field for many, many years. And he came here because of the dream of doing exactly that here in this country. And when he landed here, was told, you only can be a factory worker in this country. And that's what he did. 8 years now, he said, I've been working a minimum wage job, and I'm a cardiologist. The reason why he did that was because he sacrificed his own career so that his children can have an education that you have today, and they can live their dream. Many of you today are graduating with big dreams. The beauty about dreams is that we add no caveats when we dream. I dream of being a rocket scientist, but I'm black. I dream of being a bank CEO, but I'm a woman. I want to be the Prime Minister of Canada, but I'm a person of color. Do not put a but when you dream. We all dream as equals. You have untapped potential. Change I want to become, I will become. I want to address those of you that came from privilege for a second. You have a critical role to play in how the future of this country is shaped. Privilege is defined in one instance as a special right, advantage, or immunity granted or available only to a particular group or person. I mentioned those, for example, in the stats. That's a privileged position if you're not in those numbers. With your privilege, you will have doors swing wide open for you. The ladder to success will have no missing rungs. And in some cases, the glass ceiling has been shattered, but have been replaced with a concrete ceiling for others. Now, what will you do with that privilege? When you're receiving a benefit and others are not, you can speak up or you can be comfortable in your privilege. You can change the world or you can just enjoy the benefits of your privilege for yourself and for those you favor. You'll be in a position to either allow others' dreams to be realized or for their dreams to be killed. I want you to do me a favor just for a second. Humor me. I want you to look at the person to your left and look at the person to your right. I want you to hold that person's hand. It's kind of odd, isn't it? That person that you looked at are forever linked with you. Forever. That person is now your community. Remember, you're all starting from the same place today. Same place. No one's better than the other. No one's more smart. You're all getting the same degree. So when you see injustice, wherever you end up, think about the person. Are you still holding hands? You don't have to do that anymore, buddy. Unless you want to. Think about that person. Think about how you feel about your accomplishment together today. And when you see those people missing in places that you're receiving privilege, speak up about them. Ask, where is that person who doesn't look like me? Whether it be a woman, whether it be a racialized person, whether it be an LGBT plus person, whether it be a person with disability. Where are they? Why aren't they here with me? And you need to change it when that happens. Let me leave you with this. See the opportunities that others do not see. Do what people do not want to do, the hard work. My formula for success is this: have a curious mind, work hard and smart, and be a change maker. Do not take no for an answer. And by the way, very, very critical. This is the most important thing I'm going to say today. Wear funky shoes, okay? I can tell you, when I came up here, that's the first thing you saw, okay? Wear funky shoes. It can distract people from all the other things that they're looking at. But don't let anyone stop you. And if you're challenged by the establishment from making change, keep going, as change will happen. It takes persistence. It takes hard work. And it takes commitment. To end, I will quote Daniel Burnham. Make no little plans. They have no magic to stir men's blood and probably will not themselves be realized. Make big plans, aim high in hope and work, remembering that a noble logical diagram once recorded will never die. But long after we're gone, will be a living thing asserting itself with ever-growing insistency. Remember that there are sons, and I may add daughters, and grandsons and granddaughters are going to do things that would stagger us. Could you imagine if my grandmother, the plantation worker, was here today, witnessing this? She would indeed be staggered. So my final words to you, please, go change the world.